Hey guys, welcome to Python video series. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about exception handling in Python. Right? So exception handling in Python is required because when you write a code and something went wrong, like some exception or error occurs, then you need to report the client. Right? Something went in the backend with the proper error message so that the client can take the proper action. Right? So let's see how we can handle exception in Python. So here, first of all, we'll have a try block, and try block lets you test a block of code for errors or exceptions. After that, we have a except block that lets you handle the errors, and we have a also finally block that let you execute the code regardless of the result of try and except block. Means, let's say if you assume, let's say you have some piece of code, piece of a statement that you want to handle exception. For that you want to handle the exception, then that piece of the code you have to keep inside the try block. If something wrong happens, some error or exception occurs, then control will go to the except block, and there you have to print your message to report the end users or client. Right? And let's say if you are using some resources in try block, and whether exception occurred or doesn't occur any exception in the try block, still you would like to execute some piece of the code, that those kind of code you have to write in the finally block. So let's try to understand these things through an example. So here I'm going to write a very simple code. So here what I'm going to write, first of all, let me make you realize why exception handling is needed. So here variable a, let's say I'm going to print a variable a, and after that I have uh, another print statement. I would say end of the program, right? And if I run this program, right, then here you can see error has occurred in this line, and saying that error is saying that name a is not defined. Just I am using this variable, but I haven't defined this variable. That's the reason for this exception or error. And what kind of exception we have? Name error. This is the one of the exception class in Python which exists, right? So but error has occurred in this line, and because of that my program has crashed and I do not see this output, right? I mean, rest of the code is not executed, and that's what we really need exception handling, right? So let's say if you expect this line of code can throw some exception, then what you can do, you can put all the code in the try block for that you want to handle the exception, right? And you have a corresponding except block, right? Except block here, and here except block, here you can write except block, and some exception arises, right? Then I would like to print some message so that this will report to the user something some bad happens in the backend, right? So here I will say something went wrong, right? So just we are printing some message. Now if I run this exception, if I run this program, then see how it works. Now if I run, then saying that something went wrong, that means some exception arises in this line of code, then control went to this except block, and this message got printed. Here you can see this message, and after that if I have some code, then that is going to execute, and that's how we get this output, right? So that's how you handle the exception, right? Now here if I define, so here let's say if you just printing a message, but what kind of exception has occurred, that doesn't give the programmers to clear visibility. So what you can do, if you want to print the exception as well, then you have to go give the exception as e. E is nothing but the alias, and this e you can append over here, right? So I'll say e, and if I run, right, this program again, then here you can see saying that name a is not defined. That's get concatenated with this string, and this gives the clear picture to the programmer what went wrong, right? Now once you define this variable, let's say I'm going to assign 10, and then there is no exception, right? So if I run, then saying that value 10 is getting printed and saying that end of the program, right? At this time control did not go to the except block because there is no exception now. Now next thing what I would like to discuss, when you use a try catch block, then you can write a else block as well, because you can write opposite to except else block as well, right? So I will write else, right? And let me tell you what's the funda about the else block. And here this else block is going to execute only when you do not have any exception, right? So let's say your program all the try block all the code inside the try block does not throw any exception, then only else block is going to execute. If some exception arises in the try block, then control will go to the this block is except block, and else block will not be executed. These things you have to keep in mind. So I would say nothing went wrong, right? So printing this statement makes sense, right? Now if I run this program, then let's see what's the output. Now it is saying that value 10 is getting printed, there is no exception in the try block, then else block is executed saying that nothing went wrong, and rest of the code will be executed, right? So I hope you understood else block. You can use the else keyword to define a block of code to be executed if no errors or exceptions were raised, right? I hope you understood what's the significance of else block. Yeah. Now here let's say if you do not define this variable, right? If you do not define the variable, then let's see what kind of error occurs. Just I'm going to run this program, and here it is saying name A is not defined, right? That comes under something is called name error. So instead of giving the exception, right, what you can do, you can have basically, just I'm trying to explain you can have more than one exception over here, right? So you can define many exceptions for single try block. So you can define many exception blocks as you want, right? If you want to execute a special block of code for the a special kind of error, that means here let's say I'm going to write one more except block, and at this time I will say name error. So if you do not define any variable, then that comes under name error. Name error is one of the class, as I said, in the Python. And as I can say, I will give the let's say e as a alias, right? And directly you can print value of directly you can print this exception, right? So I will say e, right? Now if exception arises in this line, if I do not define this variable and exception arises in a try block, then matching exception will be executed. So now here what is the matching exception? Name error. So this block of code will be executed. If other type of exception arises apart from name errors, then this except block will be executed, right? That's how it works. Now let me show you. So here you can see name A is not defined because of this. Now matching exception is this one, so this except block has executed. If some other exception arises, then this except block is going to execute. Let me show you. Now let's say I am going to write one more statement. Let's say b equals to 10 divided by 0, right? And if I run, then here you can see at this time 10 got printed. In this line we get exception, right? Because you cannot divide a number by 0, and saying that something went wrong, and this except block has executed, and value of e is getting printed, which is division by 0, right? And rest of the program has executed, right? And because exception has arises, so else block is not executed, right? I hope you understood. You can have more than one except block for single try, and matching exception will be executed. If there is no matching exception, then that falls under the basically generic exception, which is an exception, and that except block will be executed. Yeah. Now let's move ahead and we'll explore some more concept about the exception, right? I hope you understood. We can write many except block for single try block as well. right? Now we will talk about the finally block. Till yet we haven't talked about the finally block. So the finally block, you can specify when, let's say if you want to close some resources or some object, right, then you can use finally block. As we discussed earlier, finally block is going to execute whether exception occurs or doesn't in the try block. Still that is going to execute, right? So here let me show you. Let's try to understand through an example. So I have a, let's say, try block, right, and within that I have a, let's say I have a file that I would like to open, right, and file name I'm going to specify over here. Let's say file name, sorry guys, file name is, let's say, test.txt, right, and I would like to write something in this file, right? So I'd say learning Python is fun, right? This text I would like to write in this file. I have a catch block correspond to this try, catch, not catch but except block, and here if some exception arises, right, if some exception arises, then I will print that exception, right? So just I'm printing that exception, right? And so what will happen basically, if some exception arises in this piece of code, then catch block will be executed and that file will be kept open, right? So I don't want that one, right? I want some piece of the code, whether exception arises in the try block or not, doesn't matter, that, but that piece of code should be executed further, right? So let's say this file is open, exception has arises in this line of code, then file will be kept open, and that's how basically I want some piece of code which should execute anyhow whether exception arises or doesn't. So that's how finally blocks comes into the picture. And here what we will write, just I'm going to read two statement. First, just I'm printing a message closing file, and I will say f dot close, right? So even though exception arises or not in this try block, finally block is going to execute always, right? Now I'm going to run this piece of the code and let's see what output I get. So saying that not writable, or exception has arises, which is getting printed over here, and closing file means this statement is getting printed and that means file has been closed. So I'm getting some exception in this try block while writing this file, right? Sorry, there is some mistake. Okay, now why I'm not able to write in this file? Because we do not have a write permission, and if you want to specify the write permission, then you have to specify the mode over here. W means write, right? If you want the read permission, then R. Of course these things we are going to explore in the file handling section, but as of now just I'm providing this mode write. Now afterwards we haven't created this file, right? If this file doesn't exist, then Python is going to create first of all this file, and then after Python is going to write this text into that file, right? Now let me run this program. Now here you can see now nothing I mean no exception we get, and saying that closing file, that means this file has been created. If I go over here, so here you can see test.txt, and here you can see content has been written, right? So finally block always we use to close any object or resources, right? Now we'll talk about how we can raise the exception, right? Let me show you. Raising the exception means, let's say I would like to raise some exception intentionally, right? Let's say we are taking some input, right? Let's say some input we are taking from the keyboard, right? So how we can take input from the keyboard? So we have let's say I'm taking a number from the keyboard. I say number, okay, and we have an input function, right? So input function, and here I'm telling the user enter a number, right? And user is just entering the number, and here I'm checking if so giving the round bracket is optional in Python. If not, type this number which I'm taking from the keyboard is int, then I would like to raise some exception, right? So here you have to write the raise keyword, and after that you have to give some exception. So I will write either here type exception, right? And here you can specify the message. I would say only int allowed, right? So that's this message you can raise. So now I'm going to run this program, and it is asking me to enter the number, right? So number I'm going to 12, and it is throwing exception with my message only int allowed, right? So how this is basically giving what input you are giving over here number. It is not an integer, right? So when you take any input from the keyboard, which is a type of a string, so you have to convert into integer. So how we can convert into integer? So you have to write number equals to, you have to write int function, right? We have an int function, and there you have to pass this number, and now it is converted into integer. Now let's check it out how it works. Now I'm going to run this program again, and I'm giving 123, and here you can see now there is no error, right? Because now int is this number, which is a string taking from the keyboard, convert into the integer. So that's how you can raise some exception intentionally if you want. All right, so that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial, guys. I hope you understood how exception handling works in Python, and thank you so much for watching this video.